Thank you.
You looked like a different team in that second period. So what did you say after that, especially after that short-handed goal? How'd you get
Well, I just
say on paper?
sorry, let Basil by here.
Sorry, guys.
It's all right. I just told him what I thought, how we were playing, and it wasn't good enough. And we're a better hockey team than what we're displaying out there. So we better pick it up. And those are kind words.
Okay. So obviously they got the message.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the type of game we need to see.
But
It's the type of game we should play. That hard, physical game. On pucks, we're a good team. We're a really good hockey club when we're all playing together and doing the same things.
Coach, we don't really talk about how big November wins are, but these two against Chicago, how big were they?
They're huge. Picking up wins anytime in this league is something you have to do, especially against a team like Chicago, who's a pretty good team themselves. And we just got to keep winning games, and the development part will take care of itself.
I know you had to play 76 games, but can that second period kind of be almost a turning point? Because it's been a pretty rough start for you, even after winning the last night.
Like in the games that we've lost in the past, we've had periods similar to that without the production, but we just haven't been able to sustain it for 60 minutes. And again, we didn't sustain it for 60 minutes, but we poured it on at the right times, and we capitalized on some chances.
Early on, we talked about the identity of the team and trying to instill that into them. Do you feel like the identity has been found, and if so, what is it?
Well, the second period is our brand of hockey. That's the type of hockey we want to play every night, and that's the type of hockey we have to play to be successful. So, that hard working, everything you saw in the second was what I'm looking for.
Forsberg didn't have many chances until they pulled their goalie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is that hard to stay sharp when you're not making saves?
You better get used to it. It is definitely when you're not seeing a lot of rubber. I've never played net before, but I would assume that it's no different from a player sitting on the bench for, missing 6-7 shifts and having to go out there and play. It's tough to get back in the flow of things. So he kept his focus, and which is a big contributor. Kudos to him. He was great.
Yesterday, we didn't really talk a lot about the additions and subtractions throughout the transactions to Columbus. But how are you dealing with it as a coach, trying to fit everybody in and get the chemistry going?
Every AHL team goes through it. So the guys that were here last year, they got to get used to it. In and out of the lineup, and different guys are coming down, so you might be out. And it's just something about being a professional that you got to get used to.
I mean, usually, you've been on the other end. Obviously, when you're in Florida, you're on the receiving end of those moves. So it's got to be a little different.
It's actually better when you get them coming to back down. When they come up, when they go up, it's a little tough. But honestly, it's just another opportunity for another guy to prove himself.
Yeah.